Willie D. Live.
And that's the sad part about it, is that they care more about being accepted than respected. And the thing is that these coconuts out here, these black coconuts, the white folks and nobody else like them. They don't respect them. They might like being around them because they know that they can use them and tell their nigger jokes and stuff like that in front of them and all that kind of stuff. But they don't respect them.
Right.
And it's like, they know that they don't respect them, but it's like they don't even care because they care more about acceptance.
Right, or just being in the room. A lot of us, integration, I think, was one of the worst things that happened to us. I believe that because I came from a very black city.
Yeah.
And, when we were together, we had our own neighborhood stores, we did stuff, and now we're chasing, and we could, you and I could talk for hours about how we're chasing white materialistic ideas. Let me get Louis Vuitton. Let me get whatever Gucci as soon as I get a thing or whatever, you know what I mean? And so our unity is more important to me than selling out or doing whatever.
Yeah.
Because, and again, I try to operate with integrity, which is more important to me than anything else. Because, as Cube say, it's a marathon, not a sprint. If I sell out for this moment, when I'm gone or people come in, people always say, man, you always keep it real, you're thorough. I'm like, I came from the day when you had to be thorough, because I know you're a boxer. You put two people in the ring, and that's how you solve it. You don't, hey, well, fuck it, let me just go shoot Willie real quick because I don't really want to fight him. And so I come from the place where you got to try to fight for yours.
Yeah. Oak Town, baby. Oak Town. You got an interesting story about Too Short also. I heard that. Tell me about that story about you and Too Short on the bus.
Oh, what do you mean?
You told a story once about Too Short being on the bus.
Oh, yes.
Selling his...
Yeah, and so when I was a kid in Oakland, and this was like in the maybe like the late 70s, early, that's like 82, 83. And this was before hip-hop was anywhere. And so there was like a main bus, I'm sure in everybody's city, East 14th is like our main thorough. And so I was in maybe 7th or 8th grade maybe. And I saw Todd. He was just starting to bubble. There's a thing called mixtapes back in the day. He used to do 2 for $5. You could buy 2 tapes for $5. And so if you wanted more, then he would give you a shout out on your tape, but you had to pay him like $20, $30. So I was like a kid, and I got on the bus, and Todd was on the bus with a boombox rapping, and basically just rapping a little beats and talking to people. People get on the bus, he'd perform and do whatever. And so before he became Too Short used to be on the tape on the bus rapping, and I saw him as a kid.
Was he rapping them nasty tales?
Yes. But no, he was like, I'm Too Short. It was more like, I'm Too Short from Oakland. That kind of like basic shit.
Right.
And I don't think he would, do that on a bus because he'd probably get kicked off. But he was people beating on the thing, doing whatever. And then the ironic thing, which is God is good, many years later, I did his Unsung, and I went back on the bus with him and had him ride on the bus. So me and him rode on the bus. Dope. And we happened to got lucky because we found an empty bus, and the bus whatever was, because I'm sure legally he wasn't supposed to let me and Too Short on the bus, but Todd got on the bus and signed the autograph for him. But yes, as a kid I saw Too Short. He wasn't, he don't stop rapping, so he obviously took that to heart.
Yeah. Short is a beast, and his work ethic, man, is unmatched.
Yes.
The dude got like 20-some studio albums out. Like,
and he proceeds with a real, I was just telling him, we did a lecture yesterday over at NRG Center, and one of the things I said is about how, with Short, he told this to me one time, and I don't agree with him, but this is his philosophy. Sometimes he'll have security, but I see him all the time, like sometimes in the airport, by himself. And I was like, are you out of your mind? Like, what are you doing? We don't, in today's world. He's like, I don't put aggressive energy out so people don't come at me that way. So he, of course, is afraid every now and something might happen, but he's not wearing humongous chains, but he has that energy that nobody's want to do that to him. It's more love. You understand what I'm saying? Where a lot of these young people want to rob you and beat you. It never happened to him ever.
Yeah. I was surprised. I went to Santa Monica to meet Mike Judge. Mm-hmm. You might know
He's
Mike
a
Judge?
Writer?
Mike Judge, creator of Beavis and Butthead.
Yes, he's a writer.
Idiosyncrasy, all that type of stuff. And director.
Mm-hmm.
So I go out there to meet Mike, and we get ready to leave the bar, and he grabs a bicycle. I said, man, you riding a bicycle? Yeah, man, I ride it all the time. I say, man, you might judge, man. You ain't afraid nobody, you're not worried that somebody gonna try to run up on you or something. No, man, no. And it's the energy. It's the kind of energy that you put out there. Like, most of the times I move around. I don't have a bodyguard, but I'm not worried. I'm really not too much worried about that type of thing anyway, because I trust myself more than I trust any other man anyway.
Okay.
I don't think it's another man can guard my body better than me. Too short. Tupac had bodyguards the night he was murdered. Biggie had bodyguards the night he was murdered.
Correct.
So one of the most difficult things in life to stop is a determined mind. And that's whether they're doing something negative or positive.
Right.
Somebody who's just determined to do something, it's very difficult to stop them from doing that. So for me, I just practice good energy. And, I know certain kind of people that just got bad energy, bad luck, always into something sneaky and slick. I had a buddy come over to the studio once. His friends, a buddy of mine's younger brother came over to the studio looking for work. And I said, no, I can't hire you, man, because I'd have to hurt you. I mean, your brother going to fall out because you steal. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, you steal.
Right, okay.
And me and your brother going to fall out. So I was like, nah, can't do that.
Right.
But, I was thinking about your movement, because you are a movement. Like, your thing is that you're a storyteller at heart. The core of who you are, you're a storyteller. And, when you tell these stories, like, how difficult is it to bring these stories to life oftentimes when you're telling our story and trying to get people who are the gatekeepers to disseminating those stories?
Correct.
How difficult is that?
Well, it's obviously tricky. When I covered Black culture, sort of in music and pop culture at the LA Times in the '90s, that was when the time the culture wasn't as popular. But once Pac and Big and Death Row and Bad Boy and all of that started really blowing, then it became easier. Excuse me. But for instance, I just directed this project. It's called about Freaknik. I mean, everybody was talking about it on the internet. And so it's called Freaknik, The Wildest Party Never Told. It's airing on Hulu.
So it's actually going to come out?
Yes, I'm done. I picture locked it, meaning I locked the picture. It's being submitted to festivals and all of that now. But it was interesting because you would think Hulu, which is obvious, you can imagine the racial background and the people that I'm talking to and charge don't look like us. But I think that they understood the cultural significance of Freaknik. So when you all try to pitch something, so for instance, in television film, you get the deck, you get a sizzle, you go to BET, you go to VH1, you go to whoever, say, hey, well, you want to buy this project and give us some money to produce it? It will own your thing. They're like, yeah, here's some money, go do it, produce it, or no, we don't like it. Within almost the first few days, Hulu bought the Freaknik thing. There's other people interested because they understood the cultural significance of it. I'm working on another project with one of the biggest rappers ever, literally, Icon, and nobody bought it at first. Somebody eventually did, but it just goes to show you just never know. But it is very tough to bring. It's gotten easier, though, I think, in the last 5 years because Black culture as a whole, Black Panther, gay Lil Nas X, Nicki Minaj, TV shows, Issa Rae, Black culture in general has permeated mainstream culture and hip-hop. When we was doing it, we was the outlaws of it. The Ghetto Boys are outlaws. You guys are pioneers. You had to break that door for Tip. You had to break that for Lil Baby, for Future. You guys did that. And so I see that all of the work that I did, about Suge or Eazy-E or whoever in the 90s now opens the door to make things easier. There's kids like Issa Rae who can come in after me. There's a Kenya Barris who can come in after me after all of the work we did to open the door. So it is easier, but it's tough as hell. Because you still have non-people of color, 9 times out of 10, buying stories about people of color, and nobody in charge of that company. It's like a record business. I'm sure when you get a deal, you walk it in a label, ain't nobody, maybe the A&R is Black, but I'm sure all the executives probably are white and Jewish, I would imagine.
Do it appear that they're more interested in our blues than our rhythm?
Both, I think. I mean, but you just said it at our panel at NRG, is that Black Death is capital, is money. Biggie Smalls is worth more money dead, probably, and his story of pain and poverty and Tupac's whatever is more sellable. I don't think, me graduating from Columbia and then going to work as a journalist is entertaining as a black kid talking about his drugs and problems and whatever. You'd rather buy that. You'd rather buy the Juice WRLD, XXXTentacion's story of black pain and bipolar death and stress than, the Will Smith story. You know what I mean?